we like to catch people doing things right and not just people doing things wrong all the time. So we've got a proclamation and a certificate of award for you from the police department on behalf of the Laconia Police Commission. So it reads like this. So I'll read it out loud here. So on behalf of the Laconia Police Commission for the City of Laconia, I want to sincerely thank you for your efforts to help clean up Ahern Park last Friday, May 13th, after the senior skip day mess that was left behind the day before from out-of-state and out-of-town students. I am the one who would talk to you when I rode my bike down there to check on how much trash was left behind. And I was truly appalled and disappointed at what I saw. I was very surprised and did not expect to see anyone take it upon themselves so early by 8 o'clock a.m. the next morning to begin cleaning the area on their own initiative. I'm exceptionally grateful for your efforts and proud to speak to a Laconia High School graduate who just wanted to keep the area clean for others to use. I especially commend your efforts to send pictures and comments to the school district involved to help make them aware of the situation. I understand that the New Hampshire Department of Parks and Recreation ended up removing over 800 pounds of trash from the area, a truly unfortunate situation. Your family should be proud of the self-directed initiative and community concern you showed when I met you on the road during that brief period of our interaction. It's not last Friday, it's a couple Fridays ago. The Laconia Police Commission thanks you for those efforts and are grateful for individuals like you who want to make a difference for others. Best of luck on your future endeavors and hope to see you at Ahern again. And again, we're proud to have you as a Laconia resident and Laconia High School student. And I really appreciate your efforts on that day. So,
thanks, sir.
Adam, how are you?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Do you want to do a photo with the commission and
Nice.
Two.
Yeah.
John, do you want to do a photo with all of the commission?
Yeah, actually, it'd be great.
Okay.
Frank.
We also have two other awards that were given out, but they won't be here until just after 4.
Okay. I can talk to my editors, and if okay, we stick around, I can stick around
Okay,
for
that'd
those.
be great.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think we have anything breaking in. I just hit hill climb today, so.
Okay. Nice.
Were you at the hill climb?
Yeah, photographing that.
How was that?
Good.
Crazy.
I didn't see anybody get badly injured. One of the volunteers almost got splunked. Alright. I'm gonna get just one with the flash, just in case. Everybody has any photosensitivity issues. All right. Sweet. And I'll just get you guys' names at the end of the ceremony.
Yeah, great.
I'll write yours down there for right now.
Congratulations, Adam.
Thank you. Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you.
We
Mike.
appreciate it.
Of course, always.
Billy, your mother did a good job raising you, buddy. Tell us that hi.
I will, of course.
Oh, you just want to go.
Thank you, sir.
I'd rather mother you know,
Yeah,
right?
you spell your last name.
My dad is a student.
Good reason. No, the brothers, his brother.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you, guys. You guys have two more around 4.
Two more for two boys who found there was a stolen gun there out playing in the woods, and they did it right there. They went to the parents, and then they called the police, so they should be here just after 4.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Quick brief questions. So, I understand you helped to clean up. You went to a camp at the park. You were on the board. You got trash. How did you find out about it, and why did you feel the need to just go by yourself first thing in the morning?
So I went the night before friends just because I'm a local photographer. I went to Printouts.
So, I forgot my iPad, so I'm going to wing it a little bit tonight.
And there's an orange fence and she wants to come up on the trail. And immediately after, the streets with bags of trash all over. And like I said, I use this place all the time as
Okay.
a photography ground, you know, and whatnot. And for me to see it all trashed up is just not something that I like to see. And like I said, I was with one of my friends and I was showing him the area, so it was upsetting to be showing someone new something.
Yeah.
Like a dirty local spot that we all cherish so much. Like
Kind of a bad first impression.
yeah, because all the locals around cherish it, you know. And so I said, you know, the next day I gotta go take care of it before I go to work, because I'm go there every day. I can't stand to see it like this every day. And unfortunately, I was the only person to show up, you know, and I don't know how long it would have lasted, you know, like that. So I said, this needs to get taken care of, like, pretty much immediately. Because I was there from like 6:45 to like 8:30 at night, so I can't be lugging bags of trash out then. But the next morning, I was there by 8 a.m.
So,
Bags of trash.
you had a good picture in the paper. There it is.
Commissioner, we can continue
Okay,
if you want. We're still live, so.
okay. Moving on to personnel matters, Chief Canfield commendations and awards.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nothing more for the commendations and awards other than the two that are
Mm-hmm.
be here later.
Resignations and retirement, Chief Canfield.
Nothing?
Promotions, classification changes, Chief Canfield.
Nothing?
Command staff reports, a support division, again, Chief Canfield.
So they are in the final stages of equipping the emergency response trailer, which the trailer is actually ready for delivery, but it's been delayed a little bit because they're waiting for the seats to come in for, or some of the shelving to come in for it. But they've got a lot of the supplies in for that and working through that. They're continuously searching for grants. They're working on a cops hiring grant to fill one of the positions or to cover one of the positions that was proposed in this year's budget. So we fared well in the cops hiring grant in years past, so I would hope we would do the same this year. Also we're working on a micro grant to supply some breaching tool equipment and some more safety equipment to officers in response to an active shooter event. There were some learning points that we took away from Texas, so looking to proactively change what we do here and make adjustments in that area as well. Budget is 86.54% of the way through the year as of May 8th, and we're trending just about $100,000 under budget. So year-end budget is looking pretty good. And that is it for support.
And moving on to operations division, Chief Canfield.
So the summer schedule's in full swing, as happens every year. We go from the springtime to full speed ahead through the summer and into the fall. So that schedule's in full swing. As you know, we're in the midst of Laconia Motorcycle Week, and I want to give a special thank you to Captain Finogle and Lieutenant Noyes, who did the vast majority of the operational planning, as well as all of our staff. This is a long planning process that starts at the beginning of the year and continues through the event so far. So the first weekend was busy, but from a police perspective, it was safe and uneventful. So we hope that the remaining couple days follow that same trend. They're also in the planning phases for the Ironman event, which will be taking place in September. This, again, is another large event that takes a lot of planning and months of preparation. So they're working hard on that, as well as beginning stages of Pumpkin Fest and 4th of July events. Officers Shaheen and Cleary finished the mountain bike school. So I saw one of them up in the Weirs the other day, and he was beaming ear to ear to be riding the mountain bike. So the mountain bike is certainly a good tool, especially for uses up there during Motorcycle Week, and it's nice when it makes our employees happy as well. Sergeant Cameron and Officer Hogan finished the motorcycle school. So once their equipment is in, they'll be able to ride the motorcycle, which will give us 3 riders. So
We
it
have one
expands it.
motorcycle.
We do have one.
Yeah.
If our budget is approved, we have money in there to get a second motorcycle. We've always had two motorcycles in years past, and then one of them was a lease vehicle, so it wasn't renewed last year. But our hopes is to get another motorcycle this budget year. And that is it for operations.
Can I ask a question? Besides 4th of July, is there any other big events coming up throughout the summer?
Those are the big events as of right now. Of course, some of the events, or I guess just the weekends up in the Weirs particularly.
Yeah.
The strips on weekends are busy. But those are the big ones until we hit Ironman, Pumpkin Fest, and then there's usually in a couple events in the fall up at the Tower Hill.
Right, oh, yeah.
So
The Ironman, that's in August?
they moved it to September. I think it's September 16th this year.
Oh, okay.
They pushed it back a little bit.
Gotcha.
So certainly that's a big event, working with not only the promoters who are out of state, I think they're from Arizona, so they fly out here and then they do Zoom meetings in the meantime. But certainly the event is centered here in Laconia, so we take the lead on the public safety planning part of it, and then work with all of our law enforcement partners of where the event goes through their town. So there's a lot to put into that event together.
Yeah.
You thinking of participating this year?
Not in the least.
No, not in the least. Moving on to commission action, the minutes of the previous meeting. You've all received copies. Do you have any comments, concerns, questions, additions, or deletions?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from the last meeting.
Is there a second?
Second?
On a motion made by Commissioner Mello, was seconded by Commissioner Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it passes unanimously. The meeting minutes of May 18th are accepted as distributed. Review of monthly activity reports. The department monthly highlights. Chief Canfield.
So for the month of May, we responded to a total of 97 calls for service, investigated 333 criminal offenses, clearing 200 of those by arrest, making a total of 113 physical custody arrests. We responded to, or we took 32 people into custody for intoxication. Responded to a total of 35 domestic disturbance calls, 84 other disturbance calls, 3 suicidal subjects, investigated 6 violation restraining orders, and LPD volunteers volunteered 4 hours for the month.
Any questions, comments? Criminal investigative unit statistics. Chief Canfield.
So for the month of May, they took 23 initial cases, conducted 23 follow-up investigations on other cases, made 2 felony arrests, initiated 6 felony charges, 2 misdemeanor arrests, 1 misdemeanor charge. They wrote 26 search or arrest warrants, cleared 1 case exceptionally, conducted 25 sex offender registrations, investigated 5 computer-related crimes, conducted 4 background investigations, 1 knock and talk, 2 drug intel sheets, and 2 polygraph exams for the month, along with 42 body-worn camera redactions.
Moving on to budget printouts. Chief Canfield.
Budget is looking good. We're 86% of the way through the budget year as of May 8th, and we were trending about $100,000 under budget. So we look to bring in a good budget at the close of this month.
Historically, the budget has always come in close to right on.
Yeah, it has. and
Over, always under.
We watch it, throughout the year pretty closely, and we've always done a pretty good job with it, so.
Questions? Okay, moving on to monthly traffic statistics. Again, Chief Canfield.
We've investigated 50 motor vehicle accidents for the month of May, issued 33 parking tickets. I will get you a clarification because when I read this, we went to a new accident reporting software, so it's called eCrash reporting. So instead of the old accident reporting forms, we went to eCrash, which is a statewide program, so that it goes into a database. But one of the breakdowns for the accident cause has a category called no contributing action. So that attributed to 30 of those accidents. I'm not sure what that category means, but I will research that and let you know, because, as you know, most motor vehicle accidents have some kind of contributing action to it. So Not sure what that category means, but I will let you know. And no surprise that Union Avenue was the #1 place for accidents, attributing to 12 of those accidents. For the month of May, we made a total of 612 motor vehicle stops, issued 27 motor vehicle summonses, and 519 motor vehicle warnings. Just want to note that, the last couple of years, we were able to get a couple of speed radar signs, one of which is a digital readout board that has a radar in it as well, so we can display a message along with displaying their speed. They've been a tremendous help. We've used it since snow left. So we've used those a lot in the Lakeport area on North Street, where the detour for the construction, people tend to go through, and that's a big help. So along with our other radar measurement tools, they're a great supplement. And that's it for traffic.
Questions?
Any major accidents with motorcycles this year so far? I haven't heard of any, but
We haven't had any in Laconia. I know Moultonborough had a fatal about 2 hours ago at this point. Holderness had one last night, I think it was. And then I think there was one on 93 in Manchester that hit a guardrail. So those are the 3 I've heard so far throughout the state, but we've done well with serious accidents in Laconia.
yeah, good.
So
Correspondence to and from the department. Chief Canfield.
we had a nice thank you letter from Bristol PD for assistance with our accident team.
Moving forward, the chief's report. Chief Canfield.
So regarding overdoses, we've had 26 overdoses year to date. No overdose deaths as of yet, which is a very positive thing. We received one community survey response from our website. The person was very happy with the police service that was delivered. As you know, we did budget presentation to council, and we're hopeful to have an approved 2023 budget at the end of this month. As you also know, the union contract was approved by City Council on Monday night, so that's a positive that we can put to rest moving forward. We look to move forward with the security perimeter fence around the PD. As you know, we've had numerous problems over the years with everything from people attempting to steal cruisers to tires that were slashed to a number of different things. So we've been searching for funding opportunities to provide a fence around the perimeter, and this year that was funded by City Council and the ARPA funds. So that's gone out to bid and is slated to be installed at some point in August. Monday, I attended a meeting with the Homeland Security Director regarding school safety and security, talking about the events of Texas and what happened there, and preparedness in our schools here. So very beneficial meeting there, and as a result, there is a statewide call tomorrow that I'll be on, talking about the results of the Governor's School Safety Task Force that I sat on, the results of that, how the implementation went throughout the state, and then talking about general school safety in our New Hampshire schools. So I look forward to that as well. And that is all I have.
Moving on to old business. Chief? New business. Chief?
Nothing?
Other business.
Nothing?
Citizen recognition.
They might be a little delayed getting picked up by parents in schools.
Okay.
Wanna go to citizen comments?
Citizen comments. Retired
Not wanting to disappoint.
Councilor Gene.
Lengthy list of complaints and concerns here.
Chief, did I understand you to say that the budget's about 100,000 under?
That's correct.
Have we talked to anybody about using that money to get the motorcycle now?
We have not. I don't know the availability of getting one in time. I know it was included
I
in our.
understand, but if we ordered it right
CIP.
now, because we have the funds.
Right.
And commit them out of this 100,000.
I can look into that, for sure.
Yeah, and please tell them I asked you to do that.
Absolutely.
I want to thank the chief and the department for some traffic surveys over the last month or two. We had some complaints on the south end about serious speeding issues, which I think the chief's been able to put to rest largely as a result of the survey. And I look forward to the results of, I've had regular conversations with a gentleman from Centenary Ave who's worried about his grandchildren being run over by speeders. And he suggests that people are doing high speeds at different times, obviously not all the time, but. And so I asked the chief if we could do another survey on that area, and I believe that's been done, or been started. It's this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I'm hoping we do it next week as well, so that we don't have just motorcycle week to,
Yeah, we could run it for 2 weeks.
yeah, I just would feel better arguing one way or another, knowing a little bit off-season, or at least not motorcycle weekend
Absolutely.
time. I suspect some of the problem, at least this week, is the porta potties that were lined up on the bridge. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yeah.
Which means there's only one way in and one way out, so they go in, realize they can't get out, and then they go back, and I suspect temper has something to do with that response. But in any case, I look forward to hearing about that. And also, I mentioned to the chief that I hope the traffic unit could spend some time up there paying attention to, I think, probably most of the weirs. The gentleman wants the speed limit on Centenary Ave reduced to 15 miles an hour. I wasn't sure, and in fact, talked to the city manager and subsequently to the Public Works Director about whether there was any statutory provision. Public Works Director told me it's his belief that other than school zones, the state minimum speed limit is 25 miles an hour, which is what it is on Centenary Ave now. But I also told the gentleman I didn't think it mattered what we set the speed limit at if we didn't have enforcement, and that was what I'm hoping we see. I'm anticipating, I feel good we'll see that. I guess that's it for me. I certainly intend to vote for your budget in 2 weeks. I haven't heard any groundswell of opposition. So I anticipate you should see an approved budget. I'd be horrified to see you give them back $100,000. Just me. Don't tell anybody I said that. No, but I would like to find out if we couldn't at least use some of that money to put the bike on order. I would be less than honest if I didn't tell you, it concerns me to think about only one motorcycle out there. It really does. I don't like the idea of one cop on one motorcycle this week particularly, but all year long, I'd rather see two men together. Most departments run two-man teams on motorcycles, and I hope we can do the same. And that's a good thing for the traffic unit to be working on. So if you have any questions about the council that I could answer for you, I'd be happy to do that. And other than that, miraculously, I haven't got a complaint in the world.
Where's Centenary, I can't even say it, Centenary Avenue? Is that from Weirs?
I'm sorry?
The Centenary
Yes.
Avenue, is that from Weirs? It
You know where the
parallels-
pier is?
Yeah,
The road that runs up,
In the back of it, sort of?
that's
Yeah.
Centenary Ave.
Okay.
In the winter, it's open down there by the pier. There's a large metal gate that's open, so you can go through. But in the summertime, they shut that off and open the bridge, the wooden bridge, to give you the second ingress and egress from Centenary Ave. But we plugged up one of the ingress. And actually, I don't know if you've been there very often, but at the far end, it goes over the railroad tracks and drops like a rock. It's a fairly steep drop. And even during my days here, I can remember more than a few accidents where a motorcyclist didn't realize, it didn't have to be motorcycle weekend either, but they didn't realize that drop-off was there. It got messy when they landed. So, but that's Centenary Ave anyway.
Is that gentleman's concern when the gate is closed or when the gate is open?
Both.
Both?
He expressed concern for his grandkids who sometimes go out in the street and whatever, and he alluded to the fact that there were people doing excessive speed, like in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. I'm not sure how he arrived at that, but I guess we all can make a guess at it. But that was why I asked the chief to do the survey, so that we have some idea of what the real numbers are. But yeah, he thinks it's an all-year-long problem. He had other issues. The crosswalk up, as you go up the far end of Centenary and turn up over the railroad tracks, there's a crosswalk there for the people parked in the Aquamarine parking lot. And he feels that it's dangerous to cross there because there's no warning of any kind. And I think he'd like to see some of these traffic signs or traffic signals that we have down here installed up there. I sat in Lakeport this afternoon waiting for the traffic signal to change while it counted down the crossing time, and you towards the end of it you want to shoot somebody. Two kids ran diagonally across before it even started the countdown. 20 seconds, is it? That
20 or 30, yeah.
yeah. You just sit there and watch it count down. Kids are halfway up the block and 50 or 75 cars are all standing still. Anyways, he'd like to see something like that at that crosswalk. I'm going to see if we can do something maybe a little less intrusive, like maybe blinking lights or something. But Mr. Mello doesn't have any questions? Jeez.
He's been riding up in the weirs a little bit, so I think we've tired him out.
Yeah. Well, he's been out in the sun, obviously.
I'm sunbathing.
Your neighbors have called and complained about.
No, I've been working in the garden.
Oh, yeah, the old, I've been working at a garden story. Yeah. I've been haying, that's my story. I'm not that brown.
I gave up haying a long time ago.
Actually, so did I. We were putting up about 1,400 bales of cutting, and that gets really old after a while.
Well, I can remember when we used to do it, pile it up on the dump truck and take it in that way, and then after I got out of the service, we had a baler.
Yeah.
It was a two-man baler.
We had a baler, I've sold it, but we had a baler, and we had a hay elevator to get it up into the loft. The first couple of years, throwing them from the ground up was quite a chore, but the older I got, the more a hay elevator started to look like a good piece of
We have
equipment.
no elevator. All we did was we
Yeah, throw them up, yeah,
there.
yeah, used to be. Well,
Those little horses must have little bales, right? I mean,
they must have little bales.
miniature horses, they don't you feed them big bales? Or-
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
Just as much as they did anybody else.
And oh, by the way, they don't poop much less than the big horses do, despite their size.
They do more.
No, they don't do more, but they do their fair share.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you get talked into having them,
Yeah.
nobody mentions that you have to clean up after them
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and
yeah.
hay them and do all that other
Whole
stuff.
barn.
Yeah.
Yep. Had to have milk can on the side of the truck with ice cube in it, and had, what was it, Moxie,
Yeah.
bottles of Moxie in there.
Yeah, everybody should have a couple of miniature horses. In fact, if any one of the three of you would like one,
I think I'm all set.
I can work that out for you really
In my
quick.
area.
We're down from 12 to 3, so things are looking up. Things are looking up. Thanks, guys. We're gonna talk right after this meeting.
She would love that. She'd
I'd love to have her come whether she helps or not. I really would.
dig right in.
Good.
Yeah.
Can she be there tomorrow morning around 7?
Maybe not tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Do you want to call him up, or you want me to?
Sure. Sure.
Hi, everybody, thanks for coming. Who's Jackson, who's Ian? Come on up. You want to bring anybody with you? Come on up. So, I heard you guys did a pretty cool thing, huh? Yeah. So, on behalf, this is the police commission, okay? They're my bosses. Okay,
but non-public.
So,
Oh, okay.
we relayed this story to them. They thought that we should honor you guys, and recognize you guys. Okay? So I have a little something to read, okay? So on August 30th, 2021, at approximately 11 o'clock in the morning, Officer Moynihan was dispatched to O'Shanley for a report of fire, right? So upon his arrival, he was advised by your mom that you guys had been playing outside in the woods and you came across a firearm. You guys, Jackson and Ian, upon finding the firearm, you guys left it where it was and went back and told your mom. So Officer Moynihan retrieved the firearm. It was determined to be a loaded 9mm handgun. It was later determined that it was stolen. So we thought this was pretty amazing. You guys not only identified it as a potential threat or a problem, right? We left it there. And then you went and told an adult who called us. And as a result, nobody got hurt. You guys didn't get hurt, nobody else got hurt. So we have certificates for you guys. You wanna hold that just like that? You want mom and dad to come up? You wanna come up? There you go. So turn the face over there. Yeah.
Hold on, Jackson, my hand
Over
next.
here, there we go. Show me the picture.
Do you want us in the picture?
Do you want to be? Sure.
Oh.
We'd love to.
It's news, so it doesn't matter. We don't go.
I'm just pressed.
So you guys have a speech to say? So what school do you guys go to?
PSS.
Okay. Are you PSS? too?
Yes.
Oh, Guilford, okay.
I'm going to street school.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys want to say, I think the commission wants to
Yeah,
congratulate you guys.
congratulations, you guys.
I'll shake their hand.
Come on, Pete.
Come on.
They don't bite.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Thanks so much.
Proud of you,
Good job, guy.
proud of you. Yep.
Frank Mello bites.
No problem, thank you.
Can I just get some of your guys' names down for the paper? Sure. Spell your first and last name for me.
J-A-C-K-S-O-N.
Alright, what's your last?
G-R-E-N-I-N-O-J.
What's your first, how do you spell your name?
Gotta shake
I
your hand,
am.
but that's of no value.
R-I-S-T-O-F-F-E-R-S.
Nice to see you.
Alright, and I gotta get the
You
parents.
look good.
So I'm Andrew Grenier.
Hey,
Kathleen Grenier. Tammy.
that makes a whole room of us, don't even go there. How are you doing, Scott?
Good, good, good.
Yeah?
When's your next trip to do that? You're number 37?
Thank you.
Who knows where we stay in the wintertime?
You want to
10
see?
minutes away. We wake up, we got nothing to do, so.
Congratulations again.
Speak.
Congratulations.
Hey, I'd like to do that.
It's kind of reminiscent of, oh my God, we went through that. But then
Thank you for
buildings
everything.
are shot.
Thanks for, being in
Good to
person.
see you.
Good to see you, Eric.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I had gone to we had gone to the PD for the day of caring, and I had gone with Pleasant Street, and every time I'm like, who knows where Chief Canfield is? And they're like, oh, he's not here. I'm like, I need him. So like I said, thank God I saw her at Hannaford.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It was just,
Yeah, because she gave me an email. I'm like, no, I reached out to Max again. And then, I don't know, it went to spam.
well, once he said something, I was like, I just,
So, one of these was Kathleen Parasites.
yes, yes, I'm,
Brilliant.
don't you worry. I will make it work.
Girl power.
Yes, yeah.
Who's a
Yeah,
little,
yeah,
no,
So yeah, but thank you so much for this. And
tall one goes to
they
Pleasant
were
Street.
very excited to.
Was that was Brennia's
He's
grandson?
been talking about it at school every day with his friends. I don't know if Jackson is because I'm not there, but
I don't know if that's
I can hear him talking about it.
for
Now he has something before the end of school to bring in and show
That's right.
to his teachers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Tell him great job.
Thanks.
questions about this.
Sure. Let me,
What
can
kinda-
I wait just a minute? They just have to wrap up their commission.
no worries.
We're almost done.
No, don't worry.
Unless actually you don't need me for that, do you? That's it.
As long as I'm not taking away help you guys.
Or going into
One in non-public, right?
We go to non-public, we're going to adjourn public, go into non-public.
So we just need to confirm the next meeting and then the non-public part and then we'll go.
Yep. Confirmation on the next meeting date would be July 20th. Any conflicts or issues? Hearing none, we have a need for a non-public, so I'll take a motion to go into non-public.
I'll make a motion to go into non-public pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, numeral 2, Section A, for the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employees, the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected, 1, has the right to a meeting, and 2, requests that the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted.
Motion was made by Commissioner Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Davis was seconded by Commissioner Mello. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it passes unanimously, and in accordance with RSA 91A3, 2A, the Laconia Police Commission entered into non-public session at 4:13 PM.
You write that down.
Yep.
Stop this.
Close that door.